The age-old question, driver versus 3-wood. What's the difference? When do you use them? Is one better than the other? What's going to benefit your game? And how can we maximize the usage of these? The driver is the tee club most people will think about when they think of golf. The driver is the longest hitting club in the bag, and it's the one they see the most on TV. It's the most people will use. The 3-wood is an alternative to that. It has higher loft. The driver loft, because it is the longest club in the bag, we have to understand that it's got the longest shaft in the bags, normally like 45 inches or so for standard issue. And the loft can be anything from 7 degrees up to 12 degrees. Most golfers should be playing anything from 10 to 12 degrees. And on a 3-wood, most people should be playing upward of 16 degrees. 3-woods are 13, 14, 15 degrees. And that means that you have higher loft, so it's easier to get the ball in the air. But as you can see, the faces are completely different. But look at the face difference, okay? The face on a driver is so big. The face on a 3-wood is very often small. In the modern 3-woods, the face is a lot smaller. It kind of gives you a better feeling for hitting off the turf instead of having a very tall face. This one you only hit off the tee. If you try to hit this off the deck, off the fairway, you can. It's really not that easy. So this is mainly a tee club. This is a tee club plus a approach club because of the higher loft, the smaller face, shallower face, and the ability to get the ball up easier. There's an argument in golf that everybody likes to participate in. It's the driver versus 3-wood off the tee, which is better. And everyone will argue driver is better because 3-wood goes less distance with as much dispersion, etc., etc. And I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that this is an argument that's not worth being in, because neither the driver nor the 3-wood is particularly that forgiving. Yes, this has a big head, has a big face, you're hitting it off the tee, it's somewhat forgiving, but it's still a very low lofted club. Not only is it low lofted, so it's harder to keep straighter, the temptation with it is because it's so low lofted, you're trying to elevate it. So you're trying to give more effort to get the ball in the air when you don't have to. And that actually is what creates a difficulty with these clubs. It's a low loft, the long shaft, therefore you've got more speed, more things can go wrong and can be difficult to hit. The 3-wood, while it is more forgiving, it's not really, because yes, the loft is higher, but the face is smaller. The shaft is still quite long. The driver has the longest shaft. The 3-wood will have the second longest shaft in the bag. Where we go wrong with this argument is thinking that both of these are forgiving in the first place, when the really forgiving club is the 5-wood or the 7-wood. So if you're going to get into that argument with people about 3-wood versus driver for safety, etc., blah, blah, okay? Pick the driver. It is going to be more forgiving than the 3-wood, unless you have a higher lofted 3-wood, 16, 17 degrees, which is a 4-wood. Then beyond that, let's transcend that argument and let's just say, hey, bub, neither of these are that forgiving. 5-wood, 7-wood, shorter shaft than the 3-wood. 5-wood is shorter shaft than the 3-wood. 7-wood is shorter than the 5-wood. The loft increases, the shaft decreases in length, and the ball goes much more in play, much easier. Another thing with a 3-wood versus the driver is you really want the best shaft in each club, because they are the two of the lower lofted clubs in the bag. Despite one being a fairway, despite one being a driver, you still need the correct shaft. And generally, you know, from my experience, you want to err on the side of more flexible. I have an extra stiff in here. It's fitted to me by Eric Chong, Impact Golf Malaysia. It's an X-Flex, but it's a Tour AD graphic design. These are generally like half a step softer. So this says X, but it's an Asian spec shaft, which means it's probably just stiff plus, whereas this one is an X by Ping, also Asian spec, so it's probably half a step down, which means it's more flexible at S plus. If you're playing a driver that's too stiff for you, you're going to push it out right a lot, it's going to come out low, you're going to have a hard time getting it airborne, you're not going to feel where the face is, and the same goes with the 3-wood. Another similarity with these clubs is that they have these very springy faces. They have all the same technology over all the woods now, so the ball goes further, the ball goes higher, the ball goes longer. All very nice technology. So if you're looking for a 3-wood or driver, you want to pick something in the last 4 or 5 years. They're not really advancing that much. You can see the trend is pretty much the same. It's 460cc, it's a big old face, some flexible face technology. It's got some kind of a weight in the bottom like this. You know, for me, the less adjustable the better, because there's these adjustable drivers with these little slidey weights and things like that. For me, I just find it's too much YOLO FOMO. So you're hitting a shot and you're thinking, man, maybe it would be better if I played this club with the weight there and this and that, and you hit a few shots like that and then you don't know what to do, you're all lost. Get something simple, something that works for you, and that's going to help you a lot. Now, we talk about the T-ball, driver versus 3-wood. If it's me, I'm going driver or 5-wood, driver or 7-wood off the tee. I do use a 3-wood when I'm feeling confident with it off the tee, but tailor it to your game. Don't listen to anybody else. Try and transcend the conventional arguments of golf, driver versus 3-wood, which is better? Oh, you should definitely take the driver. It doesn't matter. Do what's right for you. My suggestion is to get fitted and see if you can knock off an inch or two from your driver and even an inch or two on the 3-wood, to see if you get a bit more accuracy, a bit more control, because that's what we need with these clubs. These are control clubs to go as far as possible. A driver that goes OB 275 is worth nothing. A driver that goes 245 in the fairway or just off the fairway is worth everything. And then when playing your 3-wood approach shots, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You have to be brutally honest. Is this thing helping you on approach or is it not? What is this doing in your bag? Do you need this in your bag? Because often we have this gap, driver down to our longest club. Maybe it's a hybrid, maybe it's a 5-wood, whatever. We want to plug this gap. Be honest with yourself. How much are you going to use this club in your game? Personally, I actually take the driver out. I have a very low lofted 3-wood. I have a very low lofted 3-wood which I can use as a driving club, and that will interchange with the driver. And then this one is like 15 degrees, 15.5 degrees, and this one I use for approach shots and sometimes tee shots. But when I'm not confident with it and I'm not hitting the par 5s in 2 with that 260-yard shot, 250-yard shot, 245-yard shot, whatever it is that this distance is going, and it starts to cause me more bogeys than birdies and pars, I have to be honest with myself and I have to say, look, I'm not going to use this on approach shots unless it's really a comfortable zone. The temptation with having these clubs in the bag is to use them as often as possible, even when they're not working, because you have them, because you paid for them. If it's me, I like to go, how's this working today? Okay, how's this working today? And then interchange with different go-to clubs. The 3-wood can be your go-to club from your driver. The 5-wood can be your go-to club from your driver. The 5-wood can be your go-to club from your 3-wood. But just think how often you actually have the gap in the bag where this is going to fit in. If you need another tee club, great. If you feel like you've got approach shots from like 255 and your 4-wood's going 230, or your 7-wood's going 210, but you just want something to level up to get near the green, how many times are you doing that around? Are you going at that green 3 times around? Once around? What's the thing that's going to benefit you more every round? You need to start taking notes of these things before you go invest in something, because a lot of the time this kind of club can be wasted, where I still maintain a 5-wood and a 7-wood is going to do most golfers much better on their golf game. And if you don't want the 5 or the 7, you're hell-bent on a 3-wood, I highly recommend something like a TaylorMade HL high launch, or something similar with 16-17 degrees. 15 degrees and below can be a bit tricky. I would definitely recommend higher loft for most golfers. Driver, the same thing. Start your fitting at 12 degrees and move down. Don't be an egomaniac trying for an 8-degree or 9-degree driver. I play 10. I think it's pretty good for me in this setting. And to be honest, if I could get a straighter ball with an 11-degree driver, less balls lost, less balls in the rough, I'd probably do that. But most people, especially with swing speeds the way they are, 12 degrees, 11 degrees, probably optimal. 16, 17 degrees with a 3-wood, easy game, players. Easy game. I just want you to have the best game possible. That's the difference in similarity with a driver and a 3-wood. Get it done.